Your partner leaves a toothbrush beside yours and asks whether you are free next month. You smile, say you will check, then spend the drive home irritated by the way they told a story you have already heard. By that evening, a harmless habit that barely registered last week starts looking like evidence that the relationship is wrong. Nothing bad happened. That is exactly what makes the feeling so confusing. You wanted consistency. You wanted someone who replied, followed through, and did not make affection feel like a guessing game. Now you have more of it, yet part of you has started searching for the nearest exit. You answer a little later. You become less affectionate. Maybe you pick a fight over something small, then feel strangely calmer once there is tension between you again. The distance hurts, but it also restores something familiar: control. This is not proof that you are incapable of love. It is also not proof that every doubt you have is irrational. A peaceful relationship is not automatically a healthy one. Discomfort should never be used to excuse disrespect, dishonesty, control, pressure, or a genuine violation of your boundaries. The important question is what happened immediately before the doubt became urgent. Did they cross a boundary, or did they ask to come closer? Did new evidence appear, or did the relationship simply become more real? That timing matters. If closeness has repeatedly meant losing safety, approval, or room to be yourself, your mind may have learned that needing somebody is the dangerous part. Wanting someone from a distance can feel exciting because the relationship still exists, partly in imagination. You can desire them without fully depending on them. Being wanted back raises the stakes. Once the relationship becomes reliable, you have something real to lose. You can no longer protect yourself with the idea that you never cared that much. You have to let another person see your routines, depend on your honesty, and influence decisions that once belonged only to you. That toothbrush is no longer just a toothbrush. It represents access. So your attention changes. Instead of noticing how safe the relationship feels, you begin collecting reasons not to trust it. Their laugh sounds irritating. Their messages feel too frequent. A difference you once found interesting starts looking like proof that you are incompatible. Some of those concerns may deserve attention, but when the urgency appears immediately after greater closeness, the flaw may be doing more than identifying a problem. It may be giving you permission to retreat. Creating a problem can provide relief from a problem you cannot solve. The vulnerability of being cared for without knowing how the story will end. A fight gives you a clear reason to pull away. Fixating on one flaw turns uncertainty into a verdict. Fantasizing about someone less available lets you experience desire without facing the same level of intimacy. Each move lowers the emotional stakes for a moment. That relief is what helps the pattern repeat. Closeness grows. You become tense. You find a reason to create distance. Then the tension drops once the other person is no longer quite as close. Your mind may interpret that relief as evidence that retreating was the correct decision. Before long, you can start rewriting the entire relationship around the flaw you selected. The steady partner becomes boring. The calm weak becomes suspicious. The absence of drama feels like the absence of passion, because intensity used to be what proved that something mattered. But chaos and connection are not the same experience. Drama creates urgency, longing, reconciliation, and enormous emotional contrast. It gives you something to chase, repair, or survive. Secure closeness is often quieter. It asks whether you can remain present when nobody is disappearing, chasing you, or forcing you to prove your value. That quiet may leave you without an old role. You are no longer trying to win someone over. You are not fixing the relationship or preparing for the next withdrawal. So you create work. You test their patience. You hide what you need, then resent them for not knowing. You keep one foot outside the relationship, then use the resulting disconnection as evidence that the bond was never deep enough. The original fear may not be your fault. Repeatedly making another person pay for a danger they did not create is still your responsibility. Changing this does not require forcing yourself to stay in every relationship or ignoring your judgment. It requires slowing down the moment when discomfort tries to become a final conclusion. Return to the evidence. Name the exact behavior that concerns you. Ask whether it violates one of your values or mainly increases intimacy. Then notice whether the concern remains specific after you have calmed down and regained some space. Instead of creating a hidden test, try one honest sentence. You might say that things are going well and that, unexpectedly, part of you wants to retreat. You can ask for a slower pace without manufacturing a conflict. You can keep an evening to yourself without disappearing. You can share one vulnerable thing without handing somebody your entire emotional life at once. Small experiences of closeness followed by respect will not erase the pattern overnight. They can give you new evidence. Staying present becomes something you practice, not something you wait to feel completely ready for. And if the relationship truly is wrong, slowing down will not necessarily hide that. Real incompatibilities usually become more specific under calm examination. They continue to appear through concrete behaviors, conflicting values, repeated pressure, or needs that cannot be reconciled. They do not depend entirely on one peaceful morning and one harmless toothbrush suddenly feeling unbearable. So tell me, when somebody starts getting genuinely close to you, what is the first flaw, fight, or excuse you usually reach for?